Take 38, go, and action. Hey, Steve Arnold here from Science Channel's Meteorite Men with a really fun offering. These are Gaos, and these have been one of my favorites for years and years and years. There was a fall back March of 1960, March 5th actually, and there's a neighborhood in Burkina Faso. Not sure if you've ever been to Burkina Faso or if you even have a meteorite from Burkina Faso. Fell back then in the 1960, and there's two neighborhoods, communities, whatever, regions called Gao, and then the neighboring one's Guinea. And there was a report of two different falls landing really close within a month of each other. Not really sure if that's the case or it's possible, something else landed, a totally different one, but they just kept finding pieces of the original one, so they attributed it to both. But for a while, there were just the Gaos, and there were some that were just the Guineas, and now they've hooked them together. I like to just call them Gaos because that's a little shorter. Here's a typical one that was found not too long ago. You can see some of the dimpling effect, the regma lips that are caused on this, and just pretty much of a lumpy meteorite. Here's a broken face. Most likely broke off in flight. And this is a typical, what you might see of an ordinary stone chondrite. This is probably the least expensive fresh fall, witness fall meteorite available on the market. And so it's a fun one to get. One of the things that makes it interesting, there have been a lot of pieces of it found, and so some of them are not so lumpy and some of them are oriented. And if you look at this one, you can see that this nose cone that this meteorite has, there's a rollover lip on the back side. There's a kind of a frothy zone around the meteorite here, real bubbly. Of course, the video doesn't do this justice. Each individual meteorite will end up, being listed with its own merits. Here's another oriented one that has a nose cone, kind of a shield shape. You can see where the rollover lip is on this one, and where this thing just went through the atmosphere, burning, melting. And so a lot of these Gaos, not a lot, but actually a high percentage of the ones that I'm putting up for sale because I kind of cherry pick the ones I like when I buy them. There's a lot of kind of boring, ordinary ones, and this one actually kind of falls in that boring category, but they're all priced accordingly. So if you want something a little bit bigger still, very cheap, you'll get it. If there weren't so many Gaos, an oriented stone like this would probably be $20 or $30 a gram, or possibly even more from some of the witness falls that are around. In fact, there's some witness falls of ordinary meteorites, but the supply and demand puts them up over $100 a gram. So if you want a whole stone that's oriented, that just shows you what a meteorite ought to look like, and when someone looks at it, it just tells a story. They can hold it in their hands and they can see that rollover lip. They can see how it's bubbly on the backside. They can just imagine how this thing flew through the atmosphere. It really captures people. It's a great one. Supply and demand, because there are a number of these on the market, the price is low, so it lets you get a bargain for such a high quality, great meteorite. Fell 50 years ago. Doesn't look too bad for 50 years old, does it?